The sound wasn't an explosion, but the sudden, almost palpable vacuum of silence that engulfed the Jimmy Kimmel Live studio. Just moments ago, Jennifer Lopez, one of the most luminous figures in entertainment, was here. Now, only an empty guest chair remained, angled slightly, a stark, uncomfortable void. You could feel the collective intake of breath from the audience, a shared, silent question hanging in the air. What just happened? Jimmy Kimmel, behind his desk, looked as though he'd been struck by lightning. His usual smirk was gone, replaced by a pallid, startled expression. His lips parted, then closed without forming words. His gaze fixed on the empty space, a desperate, confused darting in his eyes. This was no ordinary segment. This was an unprecedented rupture, a star's dramatic exit that left a seismic shockwave. This wasn't merely an interview gone sour. This was a line unequivocally crossed, a fuse spectacularly ignited, and an icon, finally unequivocally, taking her stand. The evening had begun with the familiar, deceptive lull of any late-night talk show. The studio buzzed with anticipation, the lights bright, the cameras poised. When Jennifer Lopez emerged, she commanded the space. Radiant in emerald green, her famous smile lit the room as applause thundered. She settled into the guest chair with characteristic grace, exuding an aura of calm confidence. Jimmy Kimmel, with his practiced, amiable grin, welcomed her with effusive praise, the very picture of a charming host. "Jennifer Lopez, everybody," he announced, gesturing to his guest. "Thank you for being here tonight, J-Lo. You look absolutely incredible." Jennifer's reply was warm, polite. "Thank you, Jimmy. Great to be here." He shuffled his note cards. "So much to discuss. New projects, music, ventures. But first I have to ask about what's dominating the tabloids." The shift was subtle, almost imperceptible to the casual observer. But a flicker of guardedness entered Jennifer's eyes. Her smile, though still present, tightened ever so slightly. "Oh, here we go," she murmured with a light, almost practiced laugh. A low murmur rippled through the audience, an intuitive sensing that the typical lightheartedness might be about to fray. Kimmel chuckled, but an underlying sharpness now permeated his tone. "Well, you know how it is. People love to talk, and there's been some chatter about your recent performances. Some are suggesting the energy isn't quite what it once was." The implication hung heavy, a deliberate challenge. Jennifer's professional facade, for a fleeting instant, wavered. "Excuse me?" she asked, her voice retaining its pleasant timbre, yet underscored by a sudden, palpable steeliness. "What exactly are you referring to? Because my audiences and collaborators have provided nothing but positive feedback." Kimmel's grin widened, now distinctly predatory. "Well, let's be honest. You're not 25. People wonder if it's time to adjust expectations. Perhaps focus on business rather than keeping pace with artists half your age." A thick silence descended. The audience shifted, their earlier excitement dissolving into palpable discomfort. Jennifer's hands, previously relaxed, now gripped the armrests. "Are you truly questioning my performing ability because of my age?" she asked, her voice dangerously quiet. "I'm just asking what's on everyone's mind," Kimmel asserted, a dismissive shrug accompanying his words. "We've seen the online videos, the dance moves, the vocals. I'm just curious if you've noticed it too." Her jaw tightened. This wasn't professional discourse. It was a deliberate, personal affront. The polite veneer was cracking under the strain of calculated disrespect. The reality of aging? Jennifer's voice, though still controlled, began to ascend. "The reality is, I'm at my peak, working harder than most. The reality is you're attempting to tear me down on national television. Why? For ratings? For entertainment?" The audience remained utterly silent, acutely aware they were witnessing an unprecedented, raw confrontation. This wasn't staged banter. And then Kimmel delivered the fatal blow. "Look, I respect your accomplishments, I do. But come on, can't we be honest about aging in Hollywood? It happens." He doubled down, his tone condescending. "How long can you pretend to be Jenny from the block? Doesn't it become a little desperate?" The word desperate struck Jennifer like a physical impact. Her eyes blazed with a fury that had been steadily building. "Did you just call me desperate?" she demanded, each syllable precise, deliberate. Kimmel's arrogance kept him from retreating. If the shoe fits, he shrugged again. I'm just being honest. Isn't that what good TV is about? Jennifer's laugh was sharp, devoid of humor. Honest conversations? You ambush me with disrespect, insult my age, then call me desperate when I defend myself. That's your idea of honest television? I'm just doing my job, Kimmel insisted defensively. His voice, however, now lacked its earlier confidence. If you can't handle tough questions, maybe interviews aren't for you. The words hung in the air, a lit fuse. Jennifer stared, incredulous. If I can't handle it? Jimmy, I've handled people like you my entire career. I've dealt with men who diminish, dismiss, disrespect me since I was a teenager. Most were smart enough to do it behind my back. On national television. She rose abruptly, her chair scraping. Kimmel visibly flinched. You know what the real problem is, Jimmy? She said, towering over him, radiating an authority that silenced the room. You're a small, insecure man who gets kicks trying to make powerful women feel small. You hide behind your desk and your jokes, but you're just a bully. Kimmel's mouth worked, wordless. He was shrinking. You think you're clever, Jennifer continued, her voice cutting, but you're just cruel and small-minded. You think tearing me down builds you up, but you've only exposed yourself. She walked toward the edge of the stage, her resolve absolute. I'm walking off this stage with my dignity intact. You will sit there and contemplate the kind of person you choose to be. Kimmel, flustered, stammered, Please, let's calm down. We can edit this out. Her eyes flashed with renewed fury. Edit it out? You think I want to hide what happened? I want people to see what happens when you disrespect Jennifer Lopez. I want them to see I don't back down from bullies. She turned to the audience. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what it looks like when a man tries to diminish a woman and fails. Then back to Kimmel, her final words delivered with terrifying calm. You are a pathetic excuse for a host, an even worse excuse for a man. And if you think I'm going to sit here one more second and listen to your garbage, you're out of your damn mind. Her voice a final sharp crack. Then she turned, walking off with unwavering grace, her heels echoing a defiant rhythm. She didn't look back. Jimmy Kimmel sat alone, a bewildered figure in a suddenly vast, silent studio, the reverberations of her exit a damning legacy. What does this tell us about celebrity, about power, and about respect in the public eye? Was Jennifer Lopez right to walk off the show, or did Jimmy Kimmel have a point about asking tough questions? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button if you want more explosive celebrity stories like this one, and let me know what other Hollywood confrontations you'd like to hear about next. Trust me, this industry is full of moments like these, and I'm just getting started.